Plaintiff Pedro Ache dated the defendant for 17 years, and they had 2 children together. Pedro claims he broke up with the defendant due to her alcoholism and abuse of prescription drugs. And after he left the house, the defendant was arrested for pointing a gun at her 23-year-old boyfriend. Pedro's suing his ex-girlfriend for personal property. Defendant Stephanie Bryan admits that she used cocaine and heroin, but insists she used it with Pedro, and she claims his constant harassment is what led to her use of prescription drugs. Stephanie claims Pedro is a police officer, and he constantly has his deputies showing up at her house, so she's countersuing.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I met the defendant in 1992 in Miami. We were boyfriend and girlfriend for 17 years. We got 2 boys. In August of 2008.
Did you live together?
Yes, we lived together for those 17 years.
Okay.
2008, August 2008, after years of arguing with her, her alcoholism, prescription pills that she was on.
For 17 years she was doing all that?
No, sir. The last year and a half.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
All right. Where did you get this from, you think? He's just making it up?
He's not making all of it up. No, I've been put on prescription drugs due to the fact of all the harassment stuff I've been going through with him.
Okay.
And alcoholism we did together.
Okay.
So in August 2008, I had enough of the relationship. I ended the relationship and I moved out. The defendant's behavior did not get any better, actually got worse after I left the house. She's been arrested 2 times since I left the house.
For what?
The first offense was 3 counts of giving minors alcohol and damage to property.
It's a lie, Your Honor.
At that time, she was seeing a 20-year-old boyfriend. She gave him alcohol, and 2 of his friends that were at the house, she gave them alcohol.
Okay. Ma'am, you want to give me some background before we get into the personal property he's
Yes, sir, I would. I would like to state my side of the story before we start. He wanted to become a police officer, but he had to have his record sealed before he had to become a police officer, and his record had to be sealed for cocaine and heroin. And we did it together. That's why I know.
Okay, and he was found to have been guilty of that?
Yes, he was, because he applied at one of the departments down in Miami, and he did not let them know that he had his record sealed. And
no,
for what?
Before the record is sealed, you're convicted of something.
Yes, he was convicted of it.
Of cocaine
in the
and
state of New Jersey.
Use?
Yes.
Okay, is that true?
No, sir.
Yeah, what was he sentenced to?
I'm not sure, because he was 17 at the time. I just know the story that he has told me about it, and he had to have his record sealed for him to become a police officer.
So he told you that?
Yes, but I know he used cocaine before he became a police officer because we did it together.
Okay,
and he would buy it and bring it home.
Okay, and the only evidence you have that he was convicted, however, is that he told you so.
Yes.
All right, I'm just curious, how did he have his record sealed?
You would have to ask him that.
No, I'm asking you. He denies it. The reason I'm interrogating you about this, because it's possible that you're lying, and this is a big lie to tell.
Okay.
This is a defaming lie. Go ahead.
Okay. He decided to, back in August of 2008, he decided to walk out without telling me that he was leaving us and my children at home. We have 2 children. One is currently in a wheelchair. He's handicapped.
That is a lie, sir.
Okay. We don't have 2 children.
What's a lie?
That I decided to walk out without her
I
telling
thought you
me.
were telling me about the child.
No, I'm sorry.
You were trying to tell me
He did not tell me he was.
Child. That's not.
He did not tell me he was leaving. He was coming down the stairs 4 days after we had a fight about my other son that's 18. I said, "Where are you going?" "Oh, I got an apartment because I can't take this anymore." I said, "Oh, that's nice for you letting me know, but help yourself out the door." Okay. I was arrested due to him having the sheriffs. He is very good friends with the sheriffs in our local county because he is a police officer in the county next to us. They watch my house daily. They run tags of who's in my driveway. Is this part
of your harassment claim?
Yes, it is.
All right, let me allow him to talk about his claim first.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
On that evening, on her first arrest, I was contacted to come to the house to pick up the 2 boys. I get to the house 3 o'clock in the morning. The defendant is in the driveway in a nightgown, intoxicated. She ends up getting arrested for the 3 counts of giving alcohol to minors and damage to property.
Is this true, ma'am? Were you arrested?
Yes, sir, I was arrested, but that's not why I was arrested.
All right, were you convicted?
I have not been to court on that matter yet.
Okay, charges are still pending?
Yes.
Okay.
I have the police report and pictures here.
All right.
She was arrested.
He took with my camera that was stolen from my house that night.
All right.
She was arrested that night and put in the backseat of the patrol car. She began kicking the backseat of the patrol car. So the deputies asked her to stop.
Hold on, I'm looking at this picture. That's a lot of liquor. Y'all was drunk, or somebody was drunk as a cuda on this.
Your Honor, on my report here states that I had no alcohol. So it was not me that was drinking.
In your system?
In my system, it states here it was no alcohol.
Okay, let me see that.
Okay.
Please. Sir, and you say she was arrested for such?
Yes, sir. She was arrested for, like I said, the 3 counts giving minors alcohol and the damage to property.
Your Honor, can I finish
Let's get to the personal property. No, I want him to get to what he's suing you
Well,
about.
after that arrest, 2 weeks later, she was arrested again. And this time over a 23-year-old boyfriend that she pointed a gun at and threatened to kill him and harassing phone calls.
Is this true?
No, sir, that's not true.
That
the
same
person he is talking
individual
about.
that she pulled a gun on had called my police department almost 2 weeks prior to that, asking to speak to me for advice on her because he was scared of her.
Is that true?
I don't know.
I have a recording that I'd like to play for you.
Let's hear it.
If you're concerned about your safety and your ex-girlfriend or your fiance and all that, you live in Huntersville, you are free to contact the Huntersville Police Department and have them come to your house.
See, but that's the thing. I'm not there. I'm in Atlanta, and she's making threats saying that she's going to come to my house to tell my girlfriend that me and her had like a relationship and stuff.
Well, like I said, man, I'm just telling you this as a police officer. I'm not telling you advice. You know, you're free to do what you need to do.
She knows what kind of car I have, so I'm really scared that she's going to either, do something to her or something.
If you're that concerned about it, you can contact the Huntersville Police Department, and they'll send an officer to your house down there, and they can speak to your fiance, and you can even speak to them over the phone.
You sound like a really nice guy, and I'm gonna be very honest with you, man. She makes you sound like a monster. And you know what, man? I have my baby's mom in Florida, and she does the same thing. So I guess it's just like an ex thing that exes do to their husband.
All right,
boyfriends.
that's enough. Thank you, ma'am. Does he have you given him any reason to be afraid of you?
No, sir, I don't. I don't even carry a weapon. I have a handicapped child and 2 other boys at home. I don't even have a gun in my name or possession.
All right.
All the bullets that we had in the house when he lived with us, everything has been discarded out of my house.
Let's get to the personal property.
2 weeks ago, I ran my credit report, okay? After running my credit report, I found 2 accounts that showing negative activity, okay? One of them was Lowe's Home Improvement. I called them up. They said that there was a charge done in January of 2009 on my account by the defendant, that she had put herself on that credit card and made charges to it. Now, Lowe's had sent the bill for January, February, March, and April somewhere, but I never got it because I wasn't purchasing. So they put me in delinquency and they closed out my account. Now I've negotiated with them and I've been paying them off. And I do have the receipts from the store where these purchases were done.
How much was it?
Altogether, the purchases were $426.
Okay. Is there any other purchase that she made after you all had broken up?
Yes, she also made a purchase in February at Target for $106.
Okay. Anything else?
Correct. Yes, I do, sir. This is a list of the property, and I don't have all the receipts, but I have 3 receipts and pictures of the property still at the house.
That he illegally took when I was arrested.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
And who owned this property?
I do, sir.
We owned it
Right.
together for 17 years.
That's what I was about to say.
While we were together.
Sir, you all lived together 17 years. I'm not going to grant you anything that was purchased during the course of the relationship while living together with her. I'm going to deem it to be community property. But I will deal with the issues that have come up since the breakup. And that would be Lowe's and the Target bill, ma'am.
Okay, the Target, I don't know what the Target would be, but we had joint accounts together with Lowe's and Target. My name was on there. I did purchase a mailbox because when I was in Florida.
Did you pay for the Lowe's and Target?
My son's trust fund has paid for that. I don't have receipts, but my son's trust fund pays for everything that I send off.
And
That
you
is
say
a
it
bill to
wasn't
that.
paid for?
No, sir. I just made
have
the
a
minimum payment on it, and I'm paying every month for the next 2 months. I'm paying
Do
on
you
it.
have anything reflecting that?
Yes, I do.
And you have nothing regarding this big trust fund?
I have my son's trust
No,
agreement right here.
I'm saying showing the trust fund, paying the Lowe's and the Target.
No, I don't have any
All
evidence
right,
with
very
me.
good.
I also have letters and statements here from neighbors and my son
Saying what?
about his harassment and
Okay.
other
Let's
properties.
get to that. Your counterclaim is $5,000 for harassment. How
Yes,
so?
sir.
And I'll let you read the relevant portions. Go ahead.
Well, I feel that he keeps harassing me due to him being a police officer and being able to have his deputies come by and stuff like that.
Give me
And
some
it's awfully
specific
funny.
examples of the harassment.
Well, the first one was when they called and I got arrested
For what?
for the underage drinking,
For which you were charged?
for what I was charged
So
for.
you were supposed to be arrested. Next.
Okay.
He didn't do
But
anything to harass you.
he was sitting down the street.
Ma'am, if he had done something to harass you and it was illegitimate, you would not have been charged. Go ahead. How else has he harassed you?
Him just coming by and having people come by and watch my house
Give
and
me
running
some
my friend's
specific
tags.
examples.
Okay. Right here is a letter stating October 31st from my neighbor Molly.
And what does it say? Read it to
How
me
he
or
was at
read
the
the
house.
relevant portions.
He was at the house and I had to have the police come and escort him out of the house.
That's what the letter says?
Witnessed on 2 separated occasions his return to the house, and on both him and Miss Bryan arguing in the driveway. On the second occasion, October 31st, I heard Mr. Ache proclaim to Miss Bryan that she was drunk and he wasn't going to allow her to drive their children anywhere.
No, what I need you to read to me is the allegation that you made and you submitted the papers to back up. And that is that he had police officers riding by the house to see what you were up to.
I don't have anything stating that they're riding
Okay.
by.
Thank
it
you
just
very
has it
much.
stating that he is sitting
Thank
outside
you
when
very
they
much.
get there.
I'm going to conclude that all property that is being sued for is community property, with the exception of the items that were charged onto your account subsequent to you leaving. Therefore, your judgment, sir, is $426 and $106 for the target, $532 for you, sir. And I'm going to dismiss your claim for harassment because you've been unable to prove it. Have a good day, folks.
I am not harassing her. I don't go by, I don't contact law enforcement. The only time I go there for law enforcement, when they contact me about her actions, and it's usually to pick up the kids, and that's it.
I think I'm going to continue to be harassed by the sheriff's office.